Hey everybody, drive-by parties have been a thing recently, but now we have drive-by lies.
Ooh. Lady wants out of a marriage to a good man. Womp.
Yikes. And we got a secret of the pros on the back nine. It's a breakup.
That was the fanciest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know.
Stay tuned.
I'm back.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fullen.
I'm Andy Smith.
And we're joined by Zack Kenworthy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm here to replace you. That's my music. That's my music.
Oh yeah, thanks to Zack's band that's been the music for our intro for the longest time. Zack, what is your band?
My band is Drifting Figures with my singer Matt Simon. We have kind of a rotating cast of characters that will come in and, you know, do the other instruments whenever we have shows. But Matt and I are primarily the writers. So
Ooh.
That's awesome.
I gave you that CD how long ago?
Like a long time ago.
And there is a confession that I want to make on the Bro Down. So I talk to Andy almost every day.
Okay.
Right. So I don't always listen to the podcast. And
By that, he means never.
yeah. So recently, you know, like I heard a lot of you guys' early ones, and then we talk all the time.
Yeah.
So why am I going to listen to you talk when I can
You only
just
got
talk
so much time. I get it. Rogan's podcast is a little bit better than ours.
just by
Smidge.
Just a little bit.
smidge, you
It's
know.
the studio.
He's 200 million on Spotify. You're
We're close.
$30 in the barn.
We're close.
So, it's just by a slim margin. But anyway,
Potato.
I remember turning the podcast on, and I texted you right away. And what did I say?
He goes, I have a confession to make. I feel like the biggest piece of shit friend in the world. He's like, I just listened to the podcast for the first time in a while. I forgot that I let you use our music. That's how long it's been. I'm like, dude, that's like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
a piece
I
of
know.
shit.
I said shitty friend.
Well, you know what?
You
That
don't
was
have to say it again.
That's the only 8 seconds worth listening to anyway.
Oh yeah,
The rest of their music sucks.
yeah. That's why we don't have other band members. The music is not good.
We can't convince anyone.
All right, maybe we should start the topics.
Yeah.
All right, this is Dear Bros. We rip advice questions from Dear Abby, who should also go check out after you're done listening to our podcast. And the first
pretty
one
cool.
that we ripped off is wife done with husband. Andy, what are you, Dear Bro?
Okay, so this one is actually called Unhappy Wife Wants Out of a Marriage to a Good Man. Yikes. Dear Abby, I'm 54 and afraid to tell my spouse I want a divorce, even though I am in an unhappy marriage. I told him years ago that I no longer loved him and didn't want to be married anymore. His reply was, I have enough love for the both of us. That just breaks your fucking heart. This year will be our 15th year together. I am spouse number 3. I think he thinks that if there isn't another person I'm in love with, we can continue like this. I feel like it's just time for me, and I'm tired of always being somebody's something. I have thought of moving out, but the money is an issue, and I have nowhere to go. I hate confrontations, and he is a good man, but I'm truly beginning to hate him. Any advice?
Oh.
So I don't know if my brain just was retarded or she wrote that kind of hard to read, but
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she has a weird complaint there. She goes, and I'm always tired of being somebody's something. I know that to each their own, and everyone's allowed an opinion and whatnot, but there are people out there who would kill to be somebody's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit for that person.
I know, and that's why I preface that, but like part of me, like that little like...
I know. Some people would kill for a pair of Yeezys. You could dump them in the toilet for all I care. Don't want them.
That's a weird comparison.
Just saying.
Yeah. So when I'm hearing this, like I think there's a lot to unpack there because she's never outlined a legitimate gripe with the husband. Now she did say she is spouse number 3. So if we're just exploring possibilities, is he a lot older and she's a lot younger? And she feels like she's somebody's something because she doesn't have any identity of her own, and this is kind of all she is this guy's third hot wife.
I mean, she says she's 54. They've been together for 15 years. This year will
Okay.
be our 15th. So that means she was 39 when they got together or
So-
got married.
Got married. So what's the things that I recognize in this is that she's 54 and she told him, quote, years ago that I no longer loved him. And his reply was, I have enough love for the both of us. So it sounds like he's just not the kind of guy who's like, oh, you're done, I'll marry somebody else. Like, he sounds like he actually loves her and wants to be with her. But she's clearly been done, and I think she's just either used to being with him, doesn't want to hurt his feelings, or can't find a way to, like, get out. But I also think that part of the reason why is because she doesn't have her own way to make in the world.
Right.
Because she says money's an issue, I have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And it seems like that is the reason why she's not getting out. It's because
Right.
she don't have shit.
And that's why I would go back to saying, like, I feel like she has no identity of her own. Like,
Yeah.
it might be less the problem that, like, I'm trapped in this marriage, and more that she doesn't have anything of her own to bring to that marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As much
Like,
as I
she sounds unfulfilled in
Yes.
her life to me.
as much as I hate to say this,
And that doesn't mean she has to stay with the husband.
no,
No,
I think you're right. I think you're right. But as much as I hate to say this, when somebody tells somebody else, like, I don't love you anymore, like, just that's it, that's done.
Yeah.
That's most of the time. That's like, you can't fake that. It's not that, like, oh, we don't go out to dinner enough. It's not that.
Yeah.
You're just like, I love you as a person. Maybe she does, but it's like, I don't love you anymore. Like, this is dead.
Yeah.
Whatever's here is gone. I'm sorry, but I just don't. It's just not there. And no amount of, like, buffering to the relationship is gonna, like, it either comes back or it doesn't. And most of the time, it probably doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most interesting thing about reading these articles is, you know, you kind of try to unpack what they're saying and you know, try to decide what kind of person that is. But when you're giving the advice, do you assume things or do you take her at face value? If I was taking her at face value, I would say you need to figure out what kind of job you can get to support yourself. Because if you are truly in a loveless marriage and this is all terrible for you, then you need to figure a way out. You know, you can go file for divorce just because he says I have enough love for the both of us, which is very sad, and I would feel bad for the guy. But if she truly feels that way, you know, nobody got divorced because they were getting along really well.
No.
Right. So, you know, she's got to be honest and she's got to figure a way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the shitty part about it is that the sad reality of shit like this is that when you look at the long run, because that's what marriage is, they probably should have never got married. They probably had a lot of red flags in the beginning, or at least she had them in her head, but she doesn't like confrontation or whatever. They probably never should have got married. And the thing is, like, if you're not happy and you don't love the person you're with, there's no reason for you to be there anymore.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done because a lot of people have a really hard time getting out of relationships because it's not always that, like, oh, you hate the other person, or sometimes just like it's, hey, I don't love you anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
But she says he's a good guy. Like, she doesn't have any animosity towards him, but she's starting to say she's beginning to hate him. In my opinion, it's because she doesn't know how to get out. She feels like now she doesn't have any options to get out.
Yeah.
And she's almost like aiming all that frustration on him.
Yeah. And I think there's more to the story here. Like,
There always is.
Yeah.
You know,
We try to take it as like
right, you try
two
to
different
take it
ways.
at-
Like,
at
we take it
face
as
value.
honesty, and then we do our little, bro evaluation of digging deep.
Like, she says that she's the third spouse. Like, I feel like there's something there. You know what I mean? And when
Yeah.
she says, I don't want to just be somebody's something, like, that makes me think, like, even though she's 54, maybe he's 74.
Yeah, that's possible.
And maybe, you know, she's the trophy wife and there's 20 years, between them and they don't talk and he just kind of brushes her off. I have enough love for the both of us.
yeah.
It's weird that she says, I think that he thinks if there isn't another person I'm in love with, then we can continue like this. Meaning, like, if you're not leaving me for someone specifically, then
Why would you leave?
why would you leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times that people have displaced frustration. So my advice would be to do a trial separation and see if you miss the individual. Because maybe if she spends 2 months apart, and I don't know what you would do about the financial situation because there is no easy fix right there. But if you spend 2 months away from someone and you realize, oh, I didn't hate him, I hated where I was in life.
Yeah.
And it would still work out. Maybe there are other changes you can make. Or maybe you will find out that, oh, shit, I've been alone for 2 months and it's been the best 2 months of my life and I'm going to keep riding this until I die.
Yeah.
But that would be my advice.
I would like 50% agree with that. I would 100% agree with it if she didn't throw in that fact that she told him years ago that she didn't love him anymore.
Yeah, that's weird too.
But again, too, like if she's been feeling this way, like the fact that she doesn't have any money is not good. She's 54. What does she do?
And again, that's why I keep going back to that trophy wife. I feel like she's unfulfilled in her life, and it's less about him and more about her needing her own identity.
That's
and
what
unfortunately,
I'm
yeah.
If this is a case of like,
and that doesn't mean that she has to stay with him once she finds her new identity. I think her whole being is based on being this guy's wife.
Yeah, if this was the case of a guy being like, "Hey, listen, you're going to raise the kids, I'm going to go to work, we don't have to pay for a sitter and that's going to be it and we're cool with that," then this sucks for her.
Yeah.
This is like I feel for that. But if this was like she's like, "Oh, I don't have to work."
39.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if she's like, "I don't have to work and I'm just not going to work and I'm just going to sit around the house all day."
Yeah.
And now she's like, "Well, I want to leave, but I don't have any money."
Yeah.
Like I have less sympathy.
Yeah,
for that.
Of course.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell her, but this marriage is not good.
Yeah. No, it's clearly.
I say it needs to end.
The financial thing is the biggest concern to me because what do you do? She's the third wife, so she ain't getting any alimony.
Oh,
how
it's going to be chewed down.
Yeah, exactly. How thin can you string a guy?
Yeah. Start putting in applications, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Ab's got to say about it. Just a word of caution. The grass is not always greener on the other side of that fence. However, because you feel that remaining with your husband is intolerable, begin planning your exit. Line up a job and a place you can afford which to live. Upgrade your marketable skills if necessary. Remember, your husband has been through this before, so he's a veteran at divorce. Before making any more announcements, discuss this with an attorney so you can protect yourself.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
That is she's like, listen, teams, let's get together right now.
Isn't that like a famous funny internet thing? Get off Facebook, go to gym, get a lawyer.
Yeah.
The big three.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is advice specifically like, okay, don't worry about your husband at all with anything.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get it all.
And I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that.
No.
Like, if the woman is this unhappy and she said, like, I am not in love with you, and the guy's just kind of like, yeah, okay. and going on his merry way, that's really interesting. Your husband's been through this before. So,
Sucks to be that dude.
I mean, we could talk all day about whether she's entitled to money or not.
Yeah.
But a guy who's been twice divorced.
Yeah, he knows what
Yeah, he went through the ringer on the first one.
Yeah.
He did a lot better on the second, and he knows what to do on the third.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He's
putting
a grizzled vet.
But either way, she's got to leave.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, who's up next?
Zach, you are. We are going to be golf breakup.
Golf breakup.
All right, I'm in charge of bringing this up.
Something's a little fishy on the back now.
The actual title. Sorry, I don't want to read it on you.
Friend wants to break up with longtime golf partner.
Okay.
Dear Abby, years ago I met a man through golf and we developed a casual friendship. I lost track of him for a few years, but when I heard his wife was being treated with chemo for cancer, I took them food and offered my support. As our friendship grew stronger, we began playing more golf and became refriended. He's a good golfer, but very serious, and he whines constantly on the course. I have kidded him about it, and he acknowledges it to a small degree. He's also joined at the hip with his wife, so much so that when I invited him to our cabin for a guy's weekend, he asked if his wife and dog could come along. I nixed the dog and reluctantly agreed to the wife. A year later, I invited him again, but without his wife because two other friends were coming and it was guys only. He came, but he didn't really fit in. Fast forward to now, our friendship continues, but his whining has grown much worse. He can't go anywhere without his wife, although she's very nice. She has mentioned to friends that I'm one of only a few remaining friends, and she appreciates it very much. Now I know why. How do I break up, Abby? I don't want to be around him anymore. Anonymous in the West.
This is not good for multiple reasons. So scroll up to the top. You see where it says his wife is being treated for chemo?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that has anything to do with the fact that she spends so much time with him?
Yeah, that could be. I mean, but here's the thing. If you guys are friends and you're doing a guy's weekend, if you want to bring your wife that badly and your friend says no, well, then it's on you.
Yeah.
You don't go.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
100%.
Whether your wife's a raging bitch that's making you invite her, or, you truly do want to spend time with your wife. Like, that's the whiny golfer's choice to make.
Yeah.
That's not,
Why don't
the guy who wrote in.
Agreed. Nobody wants, like, if you're having a guy's weekend, just like if you're having a girl's night out and somebody brings their fucking boyfriend or their husband, you're like, well, now we can't fucking be stupid and talk about whatever all night. Clams. Fucking guys, the same thing. Like,
That's what they talk about, right?
yeah,
Clams.
clam dishes.
Clam bakes.
Yeah. So, yeah, this guy, the whole overly attached spouse thing in general is not good.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good for any group of friends when, like, there's always, like, one person who's always there. And there's very few cases where it's different, where, like, nobody cares that the person's there because they fit in so well. But that's usually not the case.
Yeah.
And a lot of friends, like, I'm going back to, like, good old high school friends. Like, when we grow up and we get married, like, it's always fun to hang out, like, as couples and do, like, all old shit. But there are times when, like, guys' weekend is just, like, keyword for, yo, I want to pretend we're 16 again. I want to drink beers like we're going to get in trouble by our parents. I want to play fucking video games like it's no one's
I
business.
want to do nothing adult-like.
Yeah.
Like, no talking about fucking jobs or anything like that. Just like, can we beat Mario 3? Or not.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's, like, important. As stupid as that sounds, that's important to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And the whiny thing, too, I don't like golf.
I don't either.
I don't play golf. Do you play golf or like golf? No. So, to me, that's a sport where, like, you can take it seriously. I feel like people bet on it when they play sometimes. But if you're the guy who's not a professional golfer and who's just like, God damn it, fucking hook, and, like, whipping your fucking club into the woods, like, I would not want to play with you.
Yeah.
Ever.
So, but he says whining. Like, he doesn't say, like, he's an angry golfer who gets mad and I'm uncomfortable. Like, he says that he's whining.
True.
Which, what do you mean he's whiny? And, like, if you've said to your like, is this guy really your friend, or is he an acquaintance and you kind of don't know how to get out? Because the guy just sounds annoying, right?
Yeah.
So stop golfing with him.
And he stopped having
And
friends.
like, right, and like, you don't have to explain, like, listen, I find you whiny and I think you're with your wife too much. Like, I think the wife thing is, like, separate. I think you can throw that out the window.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's the guy that's the problem. Because he said the wife is fine and he doesn't really mind her. It's this guy.
yeah, it's this guy. And
we're taking this from the wrong angle. We're, like, picking apart the guy, but nothing's ever going to change with him. The important thing is, how the fuck do you look at someone that is used to being around you regularly, doing, like, a social thing together, and you just kind of want to ghost him?
Yeah, I originally thought that this guy was, like, a better friend in the beginning than I originally read it. Because he said it developed a casual friendship through golf. And then I thought it was, like, a best friend for whatever reason. Yeah, this guy needs to he just got to, like, slowly start cutting ties with him.
I would golf less. I know that's stupid, but just
that's what it is. Like, the next time he invites you to play golf, just be like, no, I don't really want to, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come up with an excuse to stop hanging out with him.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, right?
Yeah, and if the guy keeps calling you, like, hey, man, you've been avoiding me for golf, then
you're annoying.
You got to say, like, listen, man, I don't play at your level. I'm not that serious. I'm trying to go out there to relax. No offense to you. You know, it's just you're whining on the course. You know,
I've won too many vaginas in my life already. I don't need
Yeah.
another
like
one.
like you know, just be straight up. He
Yeah.
said he's talked to him about it before, like the whining,
Yeah.
but he's only joked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he's really your friend, like why can't you say, dude, you gotta stop?
Yeah.
If he felt comfortable enough around him, I think he would say that. But it sounds like
I don't think these guys are that good of friends.
they're not. They're not. Just by reading that first sentence
Yeah.
again, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not good friends. They're just casual acquaintances.
Yeah.
And he just can't seem to shake this casual acquaintance who seems, according to his wife, been losing
Like
more
the
and more
guy
friends.
who wrote in almost sounds more awkward than the guy who whines during golf.
Yeah. This guy's just too nice to just nick it
Yeah.
in the butt.
Find a new course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find a new golf
All
place.
right. What's the actual
What does the expert
advice?
say?
Yeah. What did the person with the
You're a big Z.
Fight him on the golf course.
Fight him, bro.
price is wrong, bitch?
Break his chin. That'll end it.
All right. So, dear Anonymous, because your friend doesn't fit in with the other guy friends, no rule of etiquette says you must continue to invite him. There you go. I wish you had mentioned what he whines about when you golf with him. Oh, man, we were pretty on point.
Yeah.
If it is his wife's precarious health, it may be that he needs to vent in a cancer support group rather than with you. If it's a golf game, then you will have to decide whether he's such a valuable golf partner that you need him. If other members of your golf group no longer want him there, it would be a kindness to socialize with him and his wife less often rather than abandon them. If the shoe was on the other foot, isn't that what you would want?
Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah.
Golf less. She
Get this loser out of the group.
She normally agrees with us, but does it in a more polite tone.
Sometimes sometimes she like lays it on people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
I love
We're
when
always
she
like,
gets mad.
But I like that she asked the same question. What is he whining about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if this guy's your friend and he's, you know, talking about his wife's health problems, like you're his friend, and like if you don't want to hear about it,
Maybe you're a
then
dick.
then like number one, you're a dick.
Yeah.
But even if you don't want to hear about it, like you know, you'd be enough of a dick to tell him like, dude, you got to leave that stuff out. Like I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Well, you just have to, you know, because here's the thing.
This guy doesn't sound like a dick. Though.
No.
He had to write into an advice column to ask how to not be friends with somebody.
Yeah, and I think if it was something about the camp,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Sometimes perspective does help.
yeah, we gotta keep that in mind. I feel like he would have mentioned it too if it was about his wife's health, about
Yeah.
the bitching on the golf
Is
course.
he whining about like missing his swing? Is he just like a general whiner?
I think it has to do with golf because he's a good golfer but very serious and he whines constantly on the course. So it sounds like that they're intertwined by the
Yeah.
way he wrote the sentence. I could be wrong. I
like
often
maybe this
am.
guy's more of a casual golfer, and the dude that he's talking about is like way too serious for him.
I feel like we're missing something because we're not golfers. So like,
Why
we
do they
don't
play
know.
Virginia bluegrass here? They know that it's heavier.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's that, or
And maybe that
if
matters.
it's like there's kids playing behind us.
Oh yeah.
You know, like things like that. Like they didn't wipe the seats on the golf cart. You know?
I'm already annoyed with this guy.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving.
Yeah.
No one wants to be his friend.
No one wants to be his friend.
All right.
His wife. Never mind. Never mind.
I'm going to interrupt whatever the fuck is going on here. Up next, we have Drive-By Lie. The actual title is called Guest Surprised by Yard Party at Drive-By Baby Shower.
Okay.
I want your knee-jerk reactions to this one.
Okay.
Dear Abby, what do you think about people having drive-by baby showers? I was recently invited to one, only to arrive and find the front yard filled with people, cake, and balloons. But I had been instructed to just drop my gift and go on. I did expect a few people to be there with the expectant mom to greet me and receive the gift, but after traveling 25 miles only to find a full-blown party going on that I wasn't allowed to join seems very rude to me. I think if that was the plan, she should have just had a shower for these A-list guests and forgone the drive-by part. What are your thoughts on this?
Fuck whoever. My initial knee jerk is fuck whoever planned this party.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, we want extra gifts. So you unimportant fucks can just drive by, drop your fucking gift off, and get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
Fucking
like,
douche.
So, like, the idea of the drive-by thing...
That's a mother-in-law move.
Like, the idea of the drive-by thing is to surprise people.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can't come in, they can't interact, so you kind of drive by and like, hey, you know? It's something you plan for other people.
Yeah.
You don't plan a drive-by anything for yourself.
I could have UPS'd it.
To back up your story, when my father had a stroke back in March and he finally came home from the hospital, he was home for like 2 weeks and we did a drive-by thing for him because so many people missed him. It was in the middle of COVID. No one could go see him.
Right.
So we did a whole drive-by thing and he was like sitting there in his wheelchair, kind of embarrassed, but it was a complete surprise for him. So yeah, he wasn't like, I miss people.
Yeah.
Come to me.
Yeah.
Not only that,
Come to me.
Everyone,
it wasn't like
drive by and bask in the greatness that is Tim's dad.
I summon you.
notice all these other people that are sitting very close.
Yeah.
But you're not you.
You know who?
You keep driving.
You know who did that? Somebody who just wanted the fucking Instagram picture of, look at my drive-by party. Everyone showed up
extra
for me.
presence.
Yeah.
An extra fucking presence.
Yeah.
Fuck that person.
Yeah.
Sincerely.
That person's a real piece of shit.
Let's go
You know
over
what?
this.
I would have driven by and kept fucking driving.
Let's go over this. Imagine that this was a wedding.
Yeah.
Imagine this was a wedding. And you were like, okay, yeah, you can come to the wedding, but like you just get to see me through glass and you got to give me your gift. And then you do that and you're like, who are all those people behind you? Oh, those are the invited people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just need your money.
Yeah.
I just need your money. You're not important enough to get a seat. I need your money and your gift.
The idea that you're giving a gift is like in exchange for being at that person's house, for being at the party.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, you would have just sent them a gift because you're their friend.
Yeah.
But when someone says there is a drive-by party...
No, the differentiating factor is like, hey, listen, if you're going to do a drive-by and a baby shower, it's like do them on separate days because maybe you want the baby shower to only be 6 people.
Yeah.
But don't be like, oh, we're going to have this big blowout, but we only want to invite 50 people.
Yeah.
But I want 100 gifts. There's 100 things on the registry. Invite the other 50 just to drive by. So you can see the good time you're going to miss.
Right. And the only way that this, like, works is if everyone was originally invited, right?
Yeah.
And then...
A lot of weddings were like that.
Right. Like, if everyone was originally invited and there was, like, a gift registry and all that stuff. But... COVID happens, and you're like, oh, geez, like, how do I take that back?
You can explain it, though.
Yeah.
Explain it to the person. Right. This person...
I'm just trying to justify, like, I'm giving whoever had this party for themselves, like, some shred of, like, okay, maybe you're not just,
I see what
like,
you're saying.
gift hungry. Like,
yes.
Like, maybe this happened in a way. Like, you had a bunch of people invited, and then you realized, okay, I can only have 20 people.
I see your point, and I already know what you're thinking.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah,
COVID's been around for 7 months.
Yeah.
This is a baby shower.
You know what?
Oh, and it's October 3rd that this letter was done.
So I see your point.
Nah, they're a piece of shit.
Yeah, you guys covered it.
No, go ahead.
No. I see your point. Like, when COVID first happened, a lot of people, I know weddings that happened with, people would still do the wedding.
We saw it at the same time.
Yeah, but it would be like 10 family members and everyone else was on Zoom.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, do I still give a gift? Well, I got the gift already, so I'm going to give it. Like, it's still their wedding. They're doing the best they can. But this bitch, she fucking got fucked in July. Like, people have adjusted by now. Yeah. It's not like a surprise. Oh, baby shower. Oh, we don't know what to do. Everything's so new.
You know what, too?
Fuck it.
This person sounds like a good shit for several reasons, okay? Number one, they drove 25 miles one way to go to a baby shower to drive by it.
Yeah.
Okay? That's number one. Number two, they're asking, should we find this rude? It seems to be rude. What are your thoughts? It's not like, this is rude, right? How do I confront them? They're just trying to decide if it is rude or isn't rude.
No, it's fucking rude.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is if she wrote in or this person wrote in, like, how do I fucking tell them that this is rude? She's not saying that. She's asking, like, am I wrong for being upset here?
Yeah. No, she is not wrong.
She's a good
at
shit.
all. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, this person is a fucking jerk to, like, flaunt it in front of people.
yeah. Even if you were still having the party, like, right? You're like, okay, everyone got me gifts, and we're going to do a drive-by thing. Maybe the pregnant person isn't the one who organized it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
maybe it's
That's
like
true.
her best friend and was like, okay, so everyone's just going to drive by with gifts. And then the best friend gets an idea like, okay, well, we are still going to have a party because it's her baby shower and we have to. We're going to have 10 people. And you know how it is with the COVID, right? Like, you'll say, all right, we're only having this many people. And then you're like, all right, it's probably fine if it's 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone invites somebody, and
The other thing that she says, or he,
It-
she,
it-
whatever.
It's interesting because you don't know who the gripe is with. Is
Yeah.
it the people who invited her?
But it
Because
says,
that's a different story than if it's like this pregnant woman who's like, yes, come to me. You
It
know
says
what I mean?
full-blown party. That doesn't sound like 6 people.
Yeah. But also, when you drove 25 miles, you could see 6 people on the lawn and be like, it's a full-blown party,
yo, do you guys see
and I can't go.
She sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So,
You guys see the video online? There was this couple who got in trouble. This lesbian couple with their kids. They got in trouble for having a pool party out in front of their yard, and the cops came to break it up to like, because COVID, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the woman is laughing hysterically. She's doing like a video thing on her phone, and she's like, "Here's our pool party that we got a noise complaint about." And she turns it around. It's a kiddie pool, and they all just have their feet in it casually. And the cops came up. They were laughing. They were like, "Yeah, we were told that you have to keep it down." And they're like, "I'm sorry, sir. We're raging out here." People are going a little nutty.
yeah, imagine that was the baby shower.
Yeah. Well, you wonder that too.
Yeah, I am
Yeah,
curious.
maybe
about
this
the
person's
numbers.
a lying piece of shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the
Let's see
actual advice
professional
is.
says.
Dear turned off, you may not have been singled out to be slighted. Those at the party may have, quote unquote, crashed the lawn from their cars. What a foolish, risky thing to subject the expectant mother to. If the revelers weren't masked, the honoree and her baby were at risk for catching COVID. You know, the
Kind of
balloons.
avoided the subject though.
Yeah.
But
She
you know what,
totally jumped past that.
She has a point. What if enough people pulled? I could see it being a trickle. What if a handful of people were like, you know what, fuck it. I know this is a drive-by thing, but I'm special, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And then the next couple people see like, oh, well, people are parking and like going, so let's go.
And the other thing too is like when the person who wrote in said full blown party, but like was there tables, chairs, food, snacks,
DJ.
Like music playing in the front lawn with decorations in the front lawn, or did a couple people do the drive by and then get out and they drove probably just as far as this woman did, and they're trying to talk, and because I did a drive-by birthday thing for my girlfriend's brother,
Yeah.
and we drove by, but then we all stopped,
Yeah.
For
For my
Yeah.
dad, we had one person stop and run out and give him a hug.
yeah.
See, this says, though,
They didn't stay, but they gave him a hug.
she
There
says
was a cake,
specifically that I wasn't allowed to join.
That's another thing too. So
they just tell her,
so
like,
if
no, not
she,
you.
like got there right, and
Not
someone
you.
said no, not you, then yes, that's absolutely rude.
They need to be more specific with some of these.
Yeah.
So
But
if
you're
we
always
take it,
telling things from your side.
if we take it,
They seem very reasonable, to
if
be
we
fair.
take it at face value, I'm gonna say super rude. If it's what we were thinking, and so
Yeah.
Abby is like slowly suggesting, and
Yeah,
if
it goes
just
the other
kind of
way.
happens, then that sucks. But it's not rooted, which is kind of you're a victim of circumstance.
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Yeah.
they should take their gift and go home.
Throw it at the baby.
Or take a different gift.
All right, guys.
Take someone else's gift. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
One of the A-listers' gifts.
Yeah.
You can have mine, but I'm taking that.
Yeah.
It looks nice. All right. Any last thoughts before we sign off this bitch?
No.
No, it was great to be on.
Yeah, it's fun
Thanks for
having
having
you.
me.
You know what? It's been a while since you've been here. Do you want to talk us off?
Absolutely.
He likes doing this.
Go for it, dude.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bro Down Podcast with Andy Smith, Tim Fulton, and Zack Kenworthy, the newest host. This is my show. Don't check out their website. Go to ZackKenworthy.com for the latest shirts that look nothing like theirs, just slightly similar. I'm stealing a box on my way out.
That's funny for reasons you don't know. But for real, don't forget to go to brodownpro.com. We have new shit going up all the time. We have new lines coming up all the time. You never know what is going to be new. Always something else. Don't forget to like and subscribe in the comments down below. Hit that little bell notification so you can get all of our great videos. Last but not least, don't forget we are available not just on YouTube, but the podcast world. If you have a podcast app, you have Brodown Pro. You can take us with us on drives and shit.
Anything you want.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Bro Down Mobile.
If you go to the moon,
Brobel.
you can take us to the moon.
Brobel. That's going to be an app.
The
It's
Brobel app.
just going to be us yelling.
You heard me say it first.
Brobel.
Now you owe me for the app. You owe me for the song.
We'll catch you guys next time.
He's never invited.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.